Welcome to the Alex Cora Center for Kids Who Can't Hit Good. Episode 11. We're on a different podcast software program here that we're navigating. Not that anyone listens or watches, but we can dream. Mike and Adam, we opened it up to everyone again with a forecasting of a Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that got as many views as Kyle Turner's text to me about, I can't even remember the guy's name, but
Nolan McLean. Don't you
Nolan
dare
McLean.
slander him.
Remember thy name. Who is a DH?
That's because he actually is a converted pitcher. He was a shortstop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Schwellenbach was that too, but he didn't get the DH.
He's actually drawing some Schwellenbach comparisons.
Well, that's a good comparison right now. I mean, if he's had 2 starts, I think he went 7 both or 6 the first one. I can't remember, but 7 against the Braves his last one.
Besides 2 games ago, like his last 2 starts were 2 of our only wins in a while. So,
and having a pitcher go deep.
Yeah,
like
and we're getting hot
Mets
going
have had trouble.
into the Philly series coming up this week. So, but they're running away with the division right now. So,
first things first, sweep the Braves, take their legs out. So yeah, we didn't get any participation.
Not usual. Even like sorry guys, I can't.
Yeah.
Like, just ignored.
Like even just if you can, just say you can't. Just acknowledge.
Just give us something. We want some life. That's it. Although we have a lot to talk about because stemming off last week's, I wouldn't call it a segment, but we went into how important that 5th and 6th place fight is. We have us 3 that are included, but then we have Chad, Tom, and Brian also. So we have, what is it, 6 of us vying for 2 spots right now?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
because it looks like Patrick's gonna stay where he's at. I think. Yeah, like the top 4 look like they're pretty much gonna stay in the playoffs. Yep. They have a little bit of a cushion on us.
They do, yeah. Lute is winning. He's beating Testa right now, which, Adam, you are losing to Paul. So Paul will jump Testa going into the last week. It looks like if, big if, Adam, unless you come back.
Sundays can be pretty exciting, so.
Well, it's the day of our Lord. So other than that, it can't get much more exciting.
I think I might go to church instead of watch baseball.
Don't do it. Don't, Adam. Baseball still has more religion than a church. 10-1-3, Adam. Do you want to...
I'm on Riverside?
You want to talk about it? Yeah. on Jesse's thing, too. He's like, what the hell? I'm religious. All right, so Paul, 10-1-3. Adam, talk us through what's going on this week.
Again, I didn't hear it the first 2 times.
10.
I'm losing every category by just enough to be losing it. I have double the amount of home runs than when we checked in via text earlier this week. So Mike and I both had 1. Now I have 2.
Same boat. Yeah.
I'm losing by 2 home runs, 2 runs, 1 walk, 2 RBIs, tied in stolen bases, tied in quality starts, tied in losses, losing ERA by 0.08.
Oh my God. So close.
And I'm losing 10-1-3. So it's been a really empowering week. And I'm sure like Drake Baldwin won't start today. Matt Boyd got pushed. The whole lineup will go over today, I'm sure. And that'll be my season. So not looking good for the one man's trash is Chad's team, playoff perspective.
I mean, looking at Paul's team, it hurts because I'm playing against him next week, and he picked up Royce Lewis, who I had been trying to nurse back to a viable third baseman, and then I drop him, and then of course I see back-to-back home runs days for him against you, Adam. But looking at
Yeah.
his team, I mean, he's got Acuna, who's kind of cooled off. But other than that, I mean, Bryce, where does you're not losing by that many to him in home runs. You said you have 2, so he has 4.
Yeah.
That's
And
just
2 of them
frustrating.
are Royce Lewis.
Everything you just went through is frustrating because you're so close. And his
Yeah,
team,
and I just imagine his team will like bludgeon me today, and it won't look close.
Yeah,
And
you'll
I'll
have
just
the Phillies will go like they'll have 20 hits, and
they're
Bryce will
playing the
have 3.
Nationals.
Yeah,
Mitch Parker.
yeah.
So it'll be Dad out there throwing BP.
well,
Yeah,
good
I'm
luck,
looking at
Adam. I
him
think you
game
can cut
2.
into this. I'm hoping for you, and even for the first place matchup or fight for first place with Testa. Just that it's close going into the last week.
Yeah, that's what we all want.
I do
And
like the
Adam in the playoffs.
Jacob Marcy pickup, Adam. I think he's been pretty good,
He's been awesome. He's
and I
like
think the
Stowers
Marlins
2.0.
are headed to Colorado. I think next week, so that might be a nice pick next week too.
I'll just crush loot, try and sneak in the 6th spot. That's how I won 2 years
Yeah.
ago.
Luke,
And then I won because Dave dropped everybody, not knowing we had 10 days.
I don't like to remember that.
At least he
And then
doesn't
you had
make
to
It wouldn't have
schedule.
mattered.
I think you
It
picked up
shouldn't have.
Merrill Kelly to pitch against me just after I dropped him thinking I was done, and then just pouring salt into the wound.
He was the
I think I
human.
sat all my pitchers except Merrill Kelly.
He was your human middle finger.
Yeah. Who goes against me today? So we'll see.
Let's see. All right, so Mike, tell us about your matchup. Right now, I have you winning
Yeah, so
8-4-2 over
so
Chad.
power wise, yesterday was the first day in the matchup that Vinny P did not hit a home run. So he hit one Monday through Friday. My team has 3 home runs. Vinny Pasquantino has 5 home runs this week. So, but other than that, yesterday I had a really good day. Will Warren kind of blew up my ERA a little bit. It was a lot better going into that Yankees game yesterday, but my relief pitchers have been pretty good. And Mason Miller getting traded from Sacramento was the best thing that happened to him this year. So
Don't you say Oakland.
I almost did.
Well, you're
I
only
wouldn't
up.
do that to those boys though. That they got 2 possible Rookie of the Year candidates on that team. So, and Kurtz is almost certainly going to win it.
Testa has him. That's one of the big picks for Testa this year. He's going to almost have 30 homers as a rookie.
Yeah.
Right now you're beating him in OPS by points.
So that was what I
001.
caught. I was basically 100 points behind him in OPS going into yesterday. I had a decent day yesterday. I need my starters to just don't totally implode today. That's the goal.
I always have trouble with the math on the standings. It never really works out. Like sometimes I'm like, oh wow, like my matchup. I don't want to talk about me too much, but Tom's been crushing me this week. It just hasn't been good for me. My pitchers, every one of them has blown up. Like I haven't. I think I have one quality start. They go into the 6th inning and then give up that 4th run, or they're pulled at 5 2/3.
You had this week too, Andrew Abbott, his first bad start maybe all summer, right? So
Yesterday, yeah. And I was thinking about this. Paul has such good luck, and maybe other people do, where they do the streaming pitchers. I think I'm 0 for 4 this week with just picking up a pitcher that you'd think they've had back-to-back quality starts going into this week, and you're like, okay, all I need is them not to give up like 6 runs and go 5. I don't need the quality start, and then they don't. Like the one start in a month where they just blow up happens to be when I stream them, and I'm not just Not trying to have a bitch session here for me, although that's what I wanted to lead with.
No, this is our weekly therapy. This is not a podcast.
But how does that work? How come I can't choose the right pitcher to stream?
I actually had Chad streamed Slade Ciccone against me this week, and he had a quality start. I was like, what the fuck, man?
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah. It's never the guy that it's supposed to be. If you look at the list of streamers, it's usually the top two, or because what I do is I'll usually just go right to the quality start column and see who has the most in like the last 2 weeks or whatever, and it's never. And then it's like, oh well, their last 2 games were quality starts, so let me pick them up. And then you pick them up, and then 4 days later they're in AAA.
And you're wondering, why is Taijuan Walker on my team? I had that moment. I picked him up and went, this is not a good week for me if I'm picking up Taijuan Walker. But he's going against the Nationals, and he had back-to-back quality starts, and then he gives up 3 in the first inning. He only goes 5. That's actually a good start for me this week. But then I went with Kyle Freeland, and then I get text from Adam, which this is another funny thing. You don't realize, like, I woke up like on the couch one night, and I'm always afraid to click the fantasy button. That app. You're like, it's never good news for me lately. And then you click it, and then you just know you're not going to go to sleep for an hour because you're thinking, oh, that's that one time with you, Mike, where I sent that screenshot of Merrill and I think it was Vaughn. I sat them and they had home runs, and I saw that late at night, and then it just sits with you. It shouldn't. We shouldn't have these issues with only $100 into this.
Well, and that's the thing too, is you'll look at a game, and like for instance, I'll be like, oh wow, the Reds won like 13-2. Ellie must have had a huge game, and then you go and look at the box score, and it's like 1 for 4
and a walk.
Strikeouts.
Oh yeah. So I did that with Kyle Freeland. I picked him up, and I get a text from Patrick yesterday morning. Oh yeah, Kyle Freeland, that's going to be the answer. And then Adam,
never good at Patrick's.
Yeah, Patrick talking. He actually got on my nerves. I don't know if he listens to this podcast, but he is getting a little bloated, his head, with this year. I don't want to call him out fully, but we played against each other, and that was like a turning point for my season. If I had beaten him, maybe I would have been where Patrick's at right now, and he'd be where I'm at. But he beat me pretty good, and he jumped to where he is, and I'm now fighting for my life. And he, since then, is just like almost talking down to me every time he talks about fantasy.
As he should.
Hey, how's it looking for you? You're hanging in there. And I'm like, don't talk to me like this.
Almost, buddy.
Me.
Yeah. But he was like, yeah, Kyle Freeland, that's the answer. And then Adam sent, the 1:30 a.m. Who was the pitcher? I can't even remember.
Michael Lorenzen.
Yeah. Michael Lorenzen. That'll be your answer for this week. So that's the type of week I'm having, where I'm getting peppered with. And then Kyle, still no stats from Nolan. But then I was afraid to look because it was, again, I have these issues. When I saw that text from Kyle last night, I was like, I'm going to go click on fantasy and see if he has those stats. But it had been like 2 hours since I looked at my stats, and I don't want it to update because I don't want to have that bad juju. So I figured I'll look in the morning, and that's when I saw that Nolan's stats are there. So I don't know what he was referencing unless it updated overnight, but
could be.
Sorry, Kyle. Then I took a look to see where he's at in the standings, that he should care so much that this pitcher's stats are not showing up. And I can't say that it matters, Kyle.
Just tell him, just do the Chris. Chris is completely given up on the season. Brian's winning like 10-1.
Yeah, Brian, that's going to be a big one for him. So talking about our matchups, Brian, like when we try and do this math for those last 2 spots, if I get beat the way I'm getting beat right here, Tom could essentially, I think, vaunt. What is it? Vaunt. To me, like he might just tie me. We might be tied there, and then Mike, you'll jump up to that range too.
Yeah, I play Brian next week.
And that's the
Yeah.
poetic schedule making.
Which, if it's anything like it's been for me lately, I'll play Brian the last week. He'll beat me. We'll be matched up in the first round of the playoffs, and he'll beat me again. That's the last few years for me, how the end of the year's gone.
Did you last year, Mike? Did you make the playoffs or did Tom? I forget. Did you both were
made
fighting?
Mike did.
Lost to Adam.
Yeah.
That was last year. Adam beat me in the last week of the season, and then he beat me in the first round of the playoffs.
To sneak in.
Yeah.
Tom doesn't make the playoffs. Tom hasn't made the playoffs since Chris Davis.
Same with Keith. I think we celebrated Keith the one time he made the playoffs, and he's been in this for like over a decade.
Hey, you need to have some parity in the league.
It's I mean, this year's, except for Paul, I mean, having Lute, Patrick, and Testa up top, that's good for the league. I mean, Testa,
Oh, yeah.
I don't think Testa's made the playoffs in like a couple years. Have you had? Oh, no, remember that one? I think he was the one that
his team names. He hasn't had good seasons because they're usually pretty negative.
Oh yeah, Will suck dick
for hitters.
Yeah, but he said I think that first year they tied. Remember, it was a tie in the playoffs. I think that was Testa, and he got the shit end of the stick there.
Yeah,
but, yeah. So talking about my matchup with Tom, he's beating me 8-3. But we're tied in runs and home runs. So that scares me that it could get worse for me. So, and they pushed Woodruff today. He's no longer pitching, and he has 3 starters going. It could all work out where I get swept here. And I'm really nervous about that being a possibility. Because I panicked and made all my acquisitions trying to just get starters to make up for certain stats, and I think I did okay with strikeouts, thinking I'd have Woodruff to get like 8 today, and he gets pushed, and now Tom has 3 starters going, and he can make up the 20 Ks. I'm just nervous that it's gonna be like 12-0 at the end of the night, and I'm playing
Adam,
Paul.
how mad are you going to be when Dustin May pitches great today for Dave?
I hope that he does, because it was between Liberatore and Dustin May, and I streamed Dustin May on Monday, and he got a quality start. It was like, all right, I'll take it. And then it was like against the Yankees, they're getting, I think, shut out twice. 7:00 game doesn't look great.
I picked him up in a way where I'd be like, okay, I'll have the option to play him tonight, like if I need to. But then thinking Woodruff would be there, now I'm almost like I have to play him. And the problem is, like you just said, Adam, the Red Sox have beaten the Yankees, I think 8 straight. They crushed them yesterday. We were texting Mike with Tom. It was just brutal to watch.
1-0 Friday.
Yeah, so I don't think the Yankees will go quietly into Sunday night. But May, again, he's like Taijuan Walker. Hey, 2 quality starts in a row. Why not try it? But my guess is he'll not do well tonight.
Here's my line for Dustin May in the chat.
Oh, I gotta click.
5 innings, 8 hits, 4 earned, 4 walks, 5 Ks.
Oh,
that was the most Dustin May start I've ever heard.
Yeah.
That's like that's the problem, is there's so many pitchers that you stream that go, 4 1/3, 7 hits, 3 walks, 3 straight. Like, it's just a blah start, Like,
yeah,
it does nothing but maybe your ERA and WHIP.
Quinn Priester did that this week, and he's been awesome for a rookie. The Brewers just keep producing these guys, and Testa dropped him. I picked him up against Testa, worked out, and then he went exactly what you said, like 4 1/3, 4 walks.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, man.
Because and especially like those games where the guy might have like a great first inning, and you're like, all right, like 11 pitches, first inning, 2 strikeouts, like he's cruising. And then if they get through the third, you're happy.
The Brewers won that game huge too. It's like, so he would have got a win if he could just get 2 more outs.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that much. The 15-game win streak, I believe. That's insane.
The Cubs kind of flexed on them a little, but they needed to, because they were Cubs were, like you said, Mike, they were like the best in the first half of the season, and then
And I think the same Dodgers are in the same boat. I think over the last month they have the third worst record in baseball.
The Dodgers?
The Dodgers.
Good. I think if the Padres can win today, did they win last night?
Padres won last night.
Yeah.
'Cause then they just took the first two, I think, against the Dodgers after getting swept in San Diego or LA last weekend, because it was like back-to-back weekends of Padres Dodgers.
Yeah, and the Dodgers got swept in the season series with the Angels for the first time in like history, maybe.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
first sweep ever by an Angels team.
So
Cubs are 6 back.
And another interesting stat, unrelated to that, but for your matchup, Dave, Kyle Schwarber, if he has a streak going right now of he's homered in 15 straight series. So if he doesn't homer today, that will be broken.
It's a crazy stat.
Narrator, he will homer
He
today.
will.
Yes.
Narrator, he hit 3 home runs. Yeah.
He had a grand slam, I think, earlier this week.
But he may be the most consistent hitter in the National League this year. Like Ohtani was early, but Schwarber's it's been June Schwarber all summer,
Yeah.
And that's carrying the Phillies because they're not really hitting. I mean, the Bryce is hitting, but he's not how he normally is.
Their thing is their whole lineup is hitting.
Yeah.
Like their
Bryce and
7, 8, 9
Stott.
hitters have
Yeah,
won a couple
Stott.
series for them. So they had a game the other day, the Phillies, that every hitter in the lineup had a hit in the 3rd inning.
My gosh.
I don't think the Braves have had a hit in any 3rd inning this year.
Definitely not multiple hits in an inning.
Ooh, error. Reached on a fielder's choice.
We'll bunt now.
Let's talk about matchups last week. I'm sorry, in the last week, upcoming week. This is our last week before the playoffs. We have Paul. It actually works out well for the movie that will be made about our 2025 season. We have Paul matched up with me, and I mean, if he just plays like he's normally doing, I'm not making the playoffs. One man's trash is Chad's team playing against Loot. So Loot technically doesn't have anything to play for. He's up. Well, he could maybe get a 3 seed over Patrick. So he's playing versus you, Adam, but you're fighting for your life. Testa versus Keith doesn't matter. Testa might be able to jump Paul if I have a good week against Paul. Patrick against Kevin. Patrick can, again, fight for that 3rd spot over Loot. And then Chad versus Tom might work out well for me and us if they can just beat each other up and maybe tie, and then one of us have a big, it's just going to be weird how the math works.
Yeah.
Kyle and Chris.
Get out.
Yeah, that's
the way.
I make on my Apple TV, I have a folder that says get out of the way for the apps you can't delete, but you have to move them because they're always there. And that's where I would put Chris and Kyle in get out of the way folder.
You're just kind of, all right, you guys go over here.
And then
You
Mike.
can have all the stats over here.
Yeah.
Mike and Brian, that's a big matchup. That'll be a big one. It's going to be an interesting week. I'll be watching everyone else's scoreboard watching, but then you never know with these wins, losses, and ties. It kind of, you could think you're doing the math correctly, and then you're like, oh, well, that worked out well. I'm still up 3 games somehow.
I do that every Sunday. I try to figure out what the standings are going to look like on Monday, and I'm never right.
Yeah, Brian's, it's going to be an interest. At the end of today, I'm just nervous where I'll fall.
If we were to end the season, like say that, looking at the standings right now, and say that the season, like today's Monday of next week, who would have the head-to-head between Mike and I?
Did you guys play? What's your record?
Twice, I think. I think Mike beat me both times.
That would put Mike ahead then. That would suck, huh? You tied.
Anything coming down to a tiebreaker sucks after an entire summer of setting your lineup, every day.
Mike beat me 9-5. Oh, and then I beat you 10-4.
Ooh, then it gets dicey. Maybe Adam with the 10-4.
It'll come down to record versus division or something like.
Oh God, I don't even know where the next iteration. What is that branch?
We'll have to do some.
I might as well go play with Kyle and Chris if my score holds. I won't. I'll just get out of the way of the standings after today.
You won't fall below Keith. Don't worry.
I'll lock in the 8th spot.
That'll be
Tom's
if
team
there's
is-
another tie at the end of the year. This year, next year's discussion will be expanding the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's right. Our answer to that is let the people in, let everyone in, like Major League Baseball does. All right, want to talk about keepers a little bit?
Yeah.
Because we've had a couple keepers get moved this year. Let me pull that up. So the only keeper that has to go into the... What's that?
Was Olsen a keeper? Yeah.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it'll reset for you.
Yeah.
The only keeper that has to go into the draft for 26 based on my spreadsheet is Bobby Witt Jr. Lute will have to let him go. So Adam, if you don't keep anybody, maybe Witt would be the, I don't know,
lock it in.
The one that you want, the one you get.
Someone might draft before me, like or Mike won't keep anybody, Kyle won't keep anybody, then we'll want to keep people after it's due, and then a couple other guys went no keepers. I think, like Mike, you've gone no keepers in the past, maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I can show it. Let me see, Mike. Yep, 2 years ago.
That was the disaster. That was the disaster year because it kept getting changed around, and then I let Rutschman go into the pool thinking I would have a shot at him, and I did not. But I'll probably be keeping Ellie again.
You should, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just he's that type of guy. I just don't want him playing for somebody else if I can have him on my team.
Bregman has been nuts too. Like if he could do this again next year and just stay healthy.
Yeah.
Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Yeah. Love me a good spreadsheet.
Bregman has been great, but he just seems he's a little old in the tooth for a keeper, I think.
So we got all the way back to 2019. Adam, do you remember keeping Jose Altuve?
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember those Syndergaard keeps. That's a bad look. That was when he was still on the Mets, though, right? Before he got dealt to Los Angeles. Was it still Anaheim in 2020?
Yeah, where did he end up? That was his last team?
Yeah, he's
Angels.
I think he's in the minors now.
Is
actually, I think so.
No way. Did he get his haircut?
Or he's not playing at all.
He is in the minors.
Who? What minors?
Well, he was a free agent.
No, not like Wanderers in the minors, Dave.
Nice. Pedophilia is so hot right now.
He was playing for the Charlotte AAA team, Charlotte Knights, and the White Sox. White Sox affiliate of the Arizona Complex League. Gross.
To not even be able to make the rotation for the White Sox. That's a tough beat.
Well, his ERA in Charlotte was at 10.13.
Still less than mine this week.
Still only started one game.
I can't believe he's still pitching.
Yeah, me neither.
All right, so Adam, speaking of ex-Mets, Zach Wheeler, you want to tell us about him?
Yes, so back at the trade deadline, I thought I foresaw that. Like, I was going to keep him again, but I know that Wheeler's a hot commodity, and so I was like, I could probably get a pretty good return on Wheeler, and so I was in the need of anything, and I should have just done Corbin Carroll straight up for Wheeler, and I got in my head because I thought Carroll would only be mine for next year. I didn't realize that he would reset under my watch as 3 more years of a keeper, and so then I balked at it thinking, if I do make this push for the playoffs, I will regret not having Zach Wheeler when I have the likes of Shane Baz and Dustin May pitching. So I opted against it. Then he had the first surgery because of a blood clot, and now he's having a 6 to 8 month surgery. And now I will not be keeping him or Marte. I probably won't even keep PCA, but you're talking to me in August as I'm losing 10 to 1 to 3. So I'll check every day in the winter to see who I want to keep.
See who's available. Then that's sad. That's a sad story for Zach Wheeler, not for the Phillies. If I could remove the Wheeler situation from that, good. We don't need the Phillies winning again.
Yeah.
But
even though Mike said it best last week, sorry, Dave, but Mike said he's like their fourth best right now. So they probably, that would have been huge for them, but glad that he's not pitching, but they might not even need him if they make a run.
Yeah, they had a stretch this past week, non-Wheeler, three starters, I think combined for 30 some, like 6 strikeouts for the Phillies between
What's his name?
Suarez, Sanchez, and
Mick Abel.
no, I forget. And one other guy. Yeah,
Luzardo?
Luzardo.
Yep.
Sanchez had 12
Yeah,
the other day.
Luzardo's start through 5 innings. So in the 5th inning through 15 outs, he had 13 strikeouts.
Oh my God. Miami loves trading guys who are good.
Oh my God. That's the best. If you put together an all-time team, it's just the Marlins.
Did Adam stop recording? We've lost Adam. Can we hear you, Adam? We can't see you. Oh, and now he has lost. He's gone. So I wanted to talk about Ranger Suarez real quick because I had traded him to Tom for Jackson Merrill, who, similar to what's happening with Vlad Guerrero Jr., they're just like day to day for like 6 days, and he didn't play. So looking at my matchup with Tom this week, he had Ranger Suarez on a 2-start week.
Mm-hmm.
My old guy, and he pitched great, like we just said. And now he pitches today, and he could put me 6 feet under
your coffin, yeah.
But he had offered me like Bryce Terang for Ranger, and I laughed at that. And then this week, Bryce Terang has 2 home runs against me, and the guy I got from Tom, Merrill, hasn't played once because of the day-to-day. Now he's on the IL, so it's like a tragedy, like Romeo and Juliet, me versus Tom. It's just not working out well for me. It's just, he must be excited. I know he hasn't been answering texts because he's waiting for the final score, but it's just not a fun week in fantasy for me.
Yeah, he offered me Bryce Terang at one point too. I think for Mackenzie Gore, who he's been a roller coaster all summer, but he's been one of my best pitchers, at least strikeouts wise this year. He's been great. So
yeah, no, I think next year Gore. I mean, he kind of rose to the occasion this year. He had some really, really good games, but you're right, consistency for a whole season. He's younger. This might be the good year for him to.
Yeah, pitching is just tough. Even, there's so few pitchers that have that's why, like, if we were in Roto, some of these starts that guys give you, you'd just be destroyed in a Roto standings,
Yeah. Sometimes I wish we had Roto because you get bad luck head to head, but like this week for me, we're head to head. I'm not that I'd be doing good Roto, but head to head could really work out terribly for you if you just have a bad week. Like Cal Raleigh, I think, is 0 for the week. I mean, I rely on that guy. But
yeah,
I rely on Raleigh. Is that a T-shirt? So, Adam, you're joining us. Your black screen, Mike. Can you see him or no?
I just see a black screen. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what's happening.
It's an out-of-body experience for Riverside right now. I love the Wayne Brady. I was really looking. You couldn't find it in the Giphy, but I had to send it. Riverside, motherfucker.
How long has he been sitting on this Giphy?
So real quick, I want to go through. I'm still sharing my screen here. I wanted to talk about Brian, the keeper. So Brian has Logan Gilbert, and he has Juan Soto. Okay, so that's proving Soto's having a really good week hitting. He's almost at 40.
A good second half.
He's almost at 40 homers.
Yeah.
Chad had Jose Ramirez. That was his. He could keep him again, but then that locks him in. Corbin Carroll has been traded. So Dan will have some decisions to make. He might keep Lindor. No, interesting. If you look at this path, Dan has a love-hate relationship with Francisco Lindor. He kept him in 2019. He had him again in 2024. I guess he traded him last year to Kevin, and then Kevin traded him back this year for the Corbin Carroll. Is that how that works? So Lindor perhaps might be kept. I'm sure Carroll will be kept by Kevin. I kept Julio and Austin Riley, and Austin Riley had a terrible season, but I did traded him to Paul for Gunnar. So I'll keep Gunnar, but I see Austin's already he had been dropped. So despite Paul's place in the standings, well, he still has Merrill Kelly as part of that trade. So anyway, I don't know if I'll keep Julio. I have some decisions to make. Chris didn't keep anyone, but I think he ended up with Kyle Tucker again. I think we talked about that. Keith Skeens, I'm sure he'll keep him again. Kevin, he has one more year to keep Judge, and then I'm sure he'll keep Churio, and then Carroll. That's probably best guess. Kyle, I wonder, is Jazz Chisholm still on his team? I can't. He has one more chance at Mookie, and then Olsen is on your team now.
That's a conversation probably. Is Mookie a keeper?
He's had a bad year, huh?
Yeah.
For his standards. I mean, he's probably like an all-star on the Braves, but his numbers are down. But he seems to come through when like Ohtani and Freeman get out. That's when Betts gets a double.
I feel like he would be a second keeper. So if you don't have like a first round guy, he might not keep anybody.
True. Yeah, I don't think you'd pick Mookie first round if he's available, right? You'd almost hoped he gets the second.
Yeah.
So Bobby Witt would have to go. I'm sure Lute will keep Skubal. But that opens up a spot for Lute in the second round. Mike, tell us about yours.
Yeah, Ellie, Duran, and Tatis. Duran probably not a keeper next year, but Ellie it will definitely be a keeper because I don't think he's even been as good as he can be yet. And Tatis, I don't know. He's having a good year. His power's just been down. He's just not.
I almost expected more out of him.
Yeah, he's doing everything else. He started the year really hot, got banged up a little bit in the beginning, but he's still running, so he gets on base a lot. And Arias behind him is almost a guaranteed run every time he gets on base. So,
Adam, do you know if Kyle still has Jazz Chisholm?
I think he does. He tried to trade him for PCA or somebody. Just like so dumb. I think he does have him though. No shot he keeps him or Mookie.
You don't think he keeps Mookie?
Mookie's been down all year, right?
But it's Kyle.
So he might keep Soderstrom. He does have Chisholm. I mean, Betts has a shortstop, but I don't think he'll keep Mookie.
No, we were just saying I think Mookie's going to be available. It would be the third year.
If he kept Soderstrom or Jazz Chisholm.
Ugh. I don't think he'd keep either. Soderstrom will be available.
Well, he has Andrew Painter on his team. He has this McLean guy. He'll probably lean towards keeping.
If Painter gets called up at any point this summer, I think he'll keep him next year.
Mizorowski, he'll probably keep
now with Bubba Chandler getting the call up. I think Painter's the top prospect pitching wise.
Yeah. Chandler 4 inning saves the other day.
Really?
It's such a bummer that he's going to be in the bullpen.
Yeah, it's so stupid. But Pittsburgh stinks.
Yeah.
Except against Kyle Freeland yesterday. Patrick did not keep anybody, but he has Shohei. So he'll keep him, I'm sure. And then I don't know who else.
He has Freddie, I think. Or at least he did last year. He has Freddie, he has Jackson Holiday, Contreras, Jack Wilson, Ohtani. He has Alvarez. Like, that's what's scary is Alvarez hasn't played all year and Patrick's in third place.
Isn't that crazy?
Fourth place. He has Fried. He might keep Max Fried. I don't know. Amanga.
Did Fried go yesterday? No, Warren yesterday. Fried
Yeah.
pitched Friday.
Fried pitched Friday. 6 innings, 4 hits, no runs, 3 walks, 7 Ks.
So that's better. He had been doing poorly recently.
3 5-inning starts, all giving up 8 hits. A combined 15 runs over 15 innings. Not great.
That's where you're like, it's okay that the Braves didn't pay him, but then he bounced back, so that's good.
He's been lights out all year.
Well, if we have Eric Fetty and Carlos Carrasco
And now
and
Cal Quantrill, who I wrote in the chat earlier in the league, how does he have a job? And then the Braves picked up his $3.5 million salary.
and he got hurt in the 4th inning. So thank you, Cal Quantrill.
Yeah, this time of year, you just have these guys signing contracts off the couch. Like they've been these free agents. Like I have David Robertson, who he didn't play all summer, and then the Phillies signed him, and now he's pitching every other day.
What do you think Aaron Harang's up to?
He's available. The Braves could use him, or Ben Sheets. No, is it Ben Sheets? Yeah, because Gavin Sheets is the guy on the Padres. Yeah. The Braves have been just taking warm bodies to try and get 4 or 5 innings. Like
And then Hurston Waldrop. Actually,
he's great. That's really good.
That.
He's like a Schwellenbach from last year, and then he'll get hurt next year, and then we won't have anyone again. But the trade deadline moves that the Braves made were specifically designed just to limp to the end of the season. They didn't even. It was like, we're not trying to win. We're just going to get. We don't have anyone that can pitch. Eric Fetty became available.
The Cardinals were like, what? Yeah, all right, yep.
Okay.
I'll take a pick.
Finishing up here, Paul does not have Gunnar anymore, but I guess he'll keep Acuna. That's my thought. And then Bryce Harper, maybe, because Bryce has been down. Lute brought up a question. He said, I guess he heard it on Philly radio. Is the contract for Bryce Harper working out, or is it a failure? And he said what he was hearing is that it's a failure. He has not, I don't think he's hit 30 homers, or he did only once. They haven't won the World Series. It's just like, I don't know what they're grading upon. But if you look at the numbers, I don't think he's producing as much as what that money should.
Yeah, I think I saw, I forget the exact stats, but he just recently hit where he's played just as many games with Philly as he played with the Nationals. And the stats are like pretty similar all the way down. So
Okay.
he's had probably some up years and down years, but as a whole, the stats have been pretty much the same.
Preparation H on the whole.
I still think they overpaid. Especially knowing Philly sports our whole lives, like McNabb never did enough. Andy Reid never did enough. There's no way you're counting Bryce Harper did enough unless he wins the World Series. Unless they're all just jaded by the Eagles right now. But
even like Ryan Howard, they booed him literally 2 months after he was still the MVP. Like,
yeah,
I struggle with Philly fans, but you're right, Adam. They almost take it for granted that you have to be like, I think Bryce has been fine. He also has that attitude, and I know that's not what you're paying him for. Is there music playing?
That's just a clock chiming.
Oh, I thought it was maybe Soka was going down for a nap and we heard nursery rhymes. Yeah, that's a good point. But like, are the Eagle fans happy with Jalen Hurts? They're still pissed, and they've won 2 Super Bowls. Not with him, I guess.
That's
Foles
crazy. Because if there wasn't a pass interference call, he would have beaten Mahomes twice in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
he probably they would have went down and won that game. Probably.
You're right. That's a good call. I was at the game when Tom Brady was still playing. Me and Dubs went to the. Sorry, we're getting off tangent here.
Nice,
shameless plug. But we went to the Bucks were in town, so we went and watched the Bucks game. And I think the Bucks did what Tom Brady just normal, ran the clock out, threw 2 late touchdowns. They won 28-16 or something. But every fan is just screaming for Jalen Hurts' head. They just hate this guy. And then he takes him to the Super Bowl the next year, and then he wins the Super Bowl the next year. And it's the guy's straight out of college. Give him a year or 2 to develop. He's also playing against the GOAT. just chill out. But like you said, like they're probably still not happy because he didn't throw it enough and because it was all Saquon. So
I think he was fine. As an Eagles fan, you had to be like happy with what's happening. But
playing through injury, he was awesome.
When have the Eagles fans had a player that the league wanted to make a rule so they couldn't run a specific play? Like,
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Shout out to the Detroit Lions, some other teams that just said, "No, that's cool. We'll keep it in. We don't care."
Yeah, it's football.
There were only like 2 NFC teams that had said yes to that. It was Lions and I forget the other team, but you were like, "Nice, thanks." 2 NFC. It was AFC teams. You needed to have like 8 teams say it's cool. I forget what the other NFC team was. No NFC East
Packers.
teams. They're all. What's that?
Packers.
No, they're the ones who drove that thing. All right, last one. Tom did not keep anybody. I wonder if he'll keep Vlad. I don't know if Vlad Guerrero's a keeper anymore. But
Blue Jays had a huge season. Or having a huge season. So I feel like he just got paid.
Baseball.
He might keep him. Hitting 300.
He's got Vlad. Langoliers has actually been doing great.
Got Sal
Devers.
Frelick.
Devers. He might keep Devers. Schwarber. Do you keep Schwarber as a DH?
I might after this year. I don't know.
He hasn't played Willie Adames this whole week, and the dude's just been hitting homers. Oh, good. He has a starter that's not going today. Got pushed to Monday, so that gives me hope. Okay. Anyway, stop looking.
He also has Tanner Bibby, Ranger Suarez, Joe Ryan. Like, he's got a plethora of eligible keepers.
Would you keep Ranger? Do you think Ranger?
I wouldn't keep Ranger. I would maybe keep Joe Ryan. But the Twins stink.
Hear that? All right. Well, we've actually surpassed our normal time. I feel good. We don't feel pressure on our shoulders. Is there anything else we want to talk about? Usually we're like, okay, what did you listen to? That was great. Okay, finish, Adam. You got one more minute.
Mike mentioned he wanted to talk about all these call-ups. I feel like that's really like changing the fantasy aspect of how we play too.
Yeah, well, and this time of year, that's a big thing is who can find the guy, the call-up that's like hot for the playoffs, you know?
Yeah.
Is there one? Is there a hot one?
Might be that Basayo guy. He's going to play every day.
Samuel Basayo, catcher's first base prospect for Baltimore.
With not saying the Braves have anything that other teams should model after, but they do have that dual catcher where Murphy and D'Arnaud for a while, and now they have Baldwin and Murphy. Do you foresee the Orioles? I don't know. Is Rutschman on a deal? Did he get signed like that, like early? I don't know if he's just on his rookie contract, but do you
paid? I thought.
Okay, so So what they'll do is the platoon catching potentially this guy that you're talking about could be a first baseman too.
Yeah, he can play. They were going to call him up no matter what, and then he was going to be first base DH, and now with Rutschman out, he's just going to catch. For the most part,
Rutschman has had a bad year, right? Like he's just fallen off from what
the Orioles have had. Not a great year as a whole. Like
since he hurt his shoulder, Adley hasn't really been the same. And so, yeah, they'll have Basayo, and I think I just looked, and he actually is still on his rookie contract, so he's like arbitration eligible. So they might get pretty ugly with him, and it might be just part ways, or like Dave's suggesting, like him play catcher with Basayo on days that, because then he can DH too if he can still hit, because he's only like 25, 24.
Who is the Orioles' first baseman without
Mountcastle, and then Colby Mayo.
Yeah, Mayo's first and third, right?
Yeah, but he just got hurt, I think, and then like it's currently Mountcastle. They had O'Hearn who could slot in.
And you'd have to think that Basayo is like an incredible prospect for them to draft a catcher when they had Rutschman too. So
they can call him up already and then pay him like that. It's like
pay him immediately.
Jackson Churio signing, or like a Acuna, Michael Harris.
half of Michael Harris.
I
We'll
think
take
a lot of teams too now, you're going to see a lot of those deals this year and next year, though, trying to get ahead of that new collective bargaining agreement.
Yeah, definitely.
Because they're not, who knows what they're going to have to pay these guys 2 years from now. So they're like, let's sign them quick.
Yeah.
Atlanta
Yeah.
was way ahead of the game on that, doing that with the Albies deal. Like all those guys, Harris, Albies, they signed them all pretty young and early.
just recent ones haven't worked out with Murphy and Strider. I mean, you were hoping Strider can come bounce back, but the dude has given up a lot of earned runs.
He's hard to trust. It's like in like April, I knew what I was getting into when they were rushing him back, but now it's August, and it's like you're just as bad as you were.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, let's talk briefly about anything you want. The floor is yours. Fantasy or music or movies, anything. Before we end this, and then on Sunday, this is a big day, as we've said. A lot of movement potential.
Yeah, games in an hour.
Yeah, one starts at 12.
Oh,
That'll
that
be
was
the
the
headliner.
the Sunday that the Phillies played at 11:30 a.m. Did not see that
Oh
one
yeah,
coming.
yeah. That just creeps up on you sometimes, because then some Sundays they don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
That's Apple TV, right?
Or Roku. I think there's two of them that do it now.
Roku. What are we doing?
I saw ESPN has a deal to buy MLB.TV or something. So
That
it might get
sucks.
worse. Yeah, it might get worse for us. I don't know. They might charge
Great.
more. I don't know. Anything you guys want? Any music?
I started Three Body Problem. Pretty good so far. I actually had to like go back and watch some John Green Crash Course and some other things just to like get really set myself in the 1960s China. And then
China.
I, I sent I sent it to Dave, but there's this new band. Well, they're not new apparently. I just found them called No Cigar, and they're pretty killer. At least the album I've listened to. So I
No
think they have
cigar.
2 other albums that I'll probably give a listen, but I can't stop turning to the one. It's just like a cool, dark, like My Morning Jacket kind of sound.
Cool. I was bitching because Tom continues to send me albums, and then so do you,
Well,
Adam. And
that's basically because I told him keep them coming, and the less you respond, the more he's going to send. That's the
just drowning in music. Like I'm literally saving them to. I have a playlist that I save them to. It's just growing. I can't keep up. So every
So
time I'll
that's
be like,
one
"Yeah, that album's good." 3
that's one
years
I've been
later.
listening to is that he sent was which I actually was listening to before he sent it because I think I recommended them on the pod years ago, but the Pool Kids has a new album out.
Pool Kids.
Pool Kids. And their last one was like my favorite album that year that it came out. So, and this one's pretty much the same type of vibe.
And that's one that he sent. Sometimes I don't even look at it. I just save it. Easier said than done. That one. All right.
Mm-hmm.
685 songs on my playlist just for
And
everyone
then
that.
what I've been watching is since that Alien show is on, I've been rewatching like the Alien movies, but doing it like story order, like because Prometheus is actually the first story wise one. And that's the one with Idris Elba, Charlize Theron.
Okay.
But I forgot how great the original Alien movie and Aliens are, and they're in 4K now, so they just look incredible.
Yeah, that's a good call to go back and watch all those movies. I might do that.
Yeah, that's cool. I saw a preview or something about the alien Earth. It looked really cool. Cinematographically,
Yeah, it's definitely so that show takes place basically after I believe Alien Covenant, and then it would be before the first Alien movie would be this show.
Okay. Mike, I've asked you before. Our kids are now old enough, we think, to do Star Wars, at least some of them. What do I start with?
You could start with the prequels. You could start with the original. Because if you start with the prequels, then that you know about Darth Vader going into the original movies, but that's like, I'm sure most people know Darth Vader is, even your kids would know he's probably the bad guy at this point.
Yeah, I guess they know that line, Luke,
Yeah,
I
I
am your
even
father.
think there was a show. There's a show on Disney Plus. I think it's called Skeleton Crew, and that's like a good kid vibe show. It's
Okay.
like a kind of like a Goonies type vibe. So the kids are the main character. A little bit like Stranger Things. The kids are the main character, and
Yep.
they like find a spaceship in the woods, and then they go out into space on it.
That's cool. I
And
don't
this
think
little,
Dave
like,
has still watched the Goonies.
yeah, but I will say for adults, I scream from the mountaintops to watch Andor because it's the best Star Wars thing I've ever watched.
Is that
More than
Rad.
the movies.
Andor is a
Andor.
planet, isn't it?
It's the character. It was a side character in Rogue One. And they basically are doing his backstory. Which when they announced the show, everyone was like, "Who fucking cares about this guy?" And now it's like one of the best stories. And there's not one lightsaber in the whole show. So
That's cool.
yeah,
I remember that was your pitch, but I think once we get into watching the Star Wars with the kids, I'll probably branch off because I still haven't seen Mandalorian, and I know that one was good. So
yeah. And season 2 of Andor is like kind of heady because has to do a lot with like propaganda and like how the Empire uses just propaganda against the public to like spin stories, and they use a lot of the it's based on like things that governments have done in real life.
which is total fantasy and can't happen here.
Yeah.
Anything else for the good of the cause?
No, it looks like a beautiful day. You guys got any plans? Just hanging out, watching baseball, I guess?
Stare at my phone and hope. Well, maybe I won't watch the phone. I'll watch maybe a game. I'll put a game on.
I'm just going to make all these moves as soon as the game starts, just ruin everybody else's run for the playoffs. I'm just going to add 7 new guys to my team tomorrow.
I hate
You
that
should.
because then I keep thinking my guys are hitting home runs and it's just people making moves all day.
Oh yeah, you keep getting the notifications.
Mhm.
Well, good luck to both of you, Adam. I hope you make up some ground. I hope mine stays honestly where it's at. Mike, may you keep it where it's at and be the only one with a winning record this week out of us.
Well,
I do
hopefully we
hope
all find a way
Mike
in.
beats my JV team just for my morale.
Yeah.
I wonder if Chad watches this and he's like, motherfucker, he said it
I
again.
hate this guy. He probably hates me.
He probably thinks you're talking about a different Chad with your team name.
It's true, yeah.
Yeah.
Chad who? Well, good luck. And then I think we should plan on another one. I mean, we could be biting our nails next Sunday watching some more matchups, trying to
Should we
do the
do
math.
a live pod
Yeah,
while
and I
we
think
watch?
we should maybe everyone brings a proposal for league realignment, since that's a big story lately. They want to change
yeah. I think you meant our league realignment. I'm like, am I getting pushed out? Or
no, not our
If
league.
you don't join a pod next year, you're out of the league.
Yeah.
yeah. And then we have a 4-person league.
We're instituting a new keeper team member policy. We're keeping people in the league now.
Yeah. Earn your keep. Hunger
That's
Games.
what we should do. Is whoever's in last place is out every year.
That's a good idea. Oh, relegation.
Cameo.
guys.
Hey, buddy.
Hi.
He's overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Doesn't know where to look.
Do you think Tom should keep Kyle Schwarber?
What do you think?
Oh. He's a Philly fan. He heard Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah, he liked it. Hey, bud.
Is he waking up from a nap or is it nap
Yeah,
time?
he just woke up.
Okay. I picture you just handing him off and there's like stage hands behind. Just take the baby.
Just a coat rack.
He's just hanging.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good pod. We made it 59 minutes, and I'm sure
A
no one
plus
will.
Riverside.
Hell yeah.
Riverside. All right. I'll stop recording.